Hey guys, my name's Nancy and I am the Cozy Coastal Gamer, and today I thought we would tackle debug in The Sims 4. Not just debug, but debug on console. Debug on console is this much different than PC. For one, you can't use mods to use organized debug, but I'm going to show you how to get through debug and make it less intimidating. It took me a couple tries to figure out debug, but from much trial and error, I think I figured out a good system for myself, and I thought I would show it with you guys. Let's get in the game. So I thought I would be building in Sylvan Glade today. And you can build in Sylvan Glade. It's a secret lot in Willow Creek. But now that the teleport stone thingy-mabob is in Enchanted by Nature, you can easily get to all of the secret lots via that. So I wanted to build here. I'm going to get rid of this. In order to build on this lot, you have to put the enable free build. So the first way to get into debug is via the gallery. If you don't want to deal with all of the searching and all of that, and then you can go in gallery. So I want to show you how to get the debug cottage living flowers. So you could search debug, and then all of these pop up. Or you can search, let's see, cottage. You can search what you want to look for. So we're looking for the cottage living flowers. So this person here, so by searching cottage living flowers, this person created a room and uploaded to the gallery. Thank you so much for all of the people who do this, because for people who don't have organized debug and people who don't use mods and us console players, it is very much appreciated. So this person, I'm going to butcher that, Yokater23, Yokater. So then you place the room. So the tricky part is that you have to be able to place the room somewhere in the lot. So like when I was doing my Magic Realm build, I'll link a card up above my head. Then I already had it all built, and then I wanted to add some clutter, and I got some stuff from the gallery, but I couldn't place it anywhere. So if that happens, you can use it in the basement. You can usually place it in the basement if you don't have a basement. And that's what I like to do, but sometimes it doesn't work. Like if the room doesn't have walls, it doesn't work. So then you just take the items that you want and take them outside. And then this person did stacks of 3. So if you haven't started your build yet, or if you only know you need a few, you can just take out the few you want. So if you know you only need a few, then you can just take out the few you need and then delete the room. So we're going to take out a few. And that's the easiest way to do it. The other way to do it is if you open the search. So to open the search, you hit all of these buttons and all of these buttons, the top buttons and these buttons and the D-pad. So you have these on and your thumbs on, and you just button mash and then the I'm pointing at the screen as if that's going to help, and then the cheat menu comes up. So it feels like when I was a kid playing Street Fighter against my older cousin and I just button mashed all the time. It feels like that. So then you type in bb dot, depending on what you want, that is what you type in. So if you want an hidden object, like the nifty knitting stuff that you make, or the potions the spellcasters make, or the jewelry the Crystal Creations pack has, then you can put bb.show hidden objects. But if you want objects in the world that you're not able to access, then you type in bb.show live edit objects. So I'm going to put in bb.show live edit objects. And one nice thing about console, if you do it with a controller, it remembers everything that you type. So I just typed in bb.sh and it put up bb.show hidden objects and bb.show live edit objects. So I just click the one I want, and then it won't say anything that it was typed in the cheat menu. So you're just gonna have to trust that you did it. Now here's where things are different between PC and console. If you play on PC, you go to the search bar and you type in debug. But on console, nothing happens. So what you do is you type in nothing. You do a blank search. And that comes up with every item in the game. So then, if you scroll down to the bottom of the menu that comes up, the best way to do it on console, I lost my thing. Okay, the best way to do it on console if you're playing with a controller is just to hit the up button, and then it brings it all debug. So these are all the items that are in the worlds, but you're not able to put them in your game. So we know we want cottage living because we're doing cottage living flowers. And here's all of the cottage living items. Let's see if I can find the same thing. Here we go. Here we go. So this is the same thing. See, you can see it's the same flower. Same with these. And same with these. And these. And then the frustrating thing is when you close out of the item menu, when you go back in, you have to search it again. You have to find it again. So I like to do what that person did with the gallery room. I just place like 5 items and then I know I have enough. I'm going to delete these. And I am going to go through debug and find, I am going to go through and find the debug items that I want for my build. I'm going to make this lot as if it's like a plant sim safe haven, or you don't want to go through the whole magic bean thing and you can just get the dang plant forbidden fruit. So I'm going to search for the gallery for the magic bean plant sim tree. So this is the plant sim tree that the magic bean sprouts. I'm going to put move objects on because I want it just off the lot a little bit. And I like that. Then I'm going to make a little pond. Okay, I made the pond. And every spot needs a woohoo spot. I feel like every community lot deserves a woohoo spot. So I'm going to put this here. All right, so back to debug. I'm going to do base game, cottage living, and enchanted by nature. Debug. And we're gonna find some mushrooms. Whoa, that's a big plant. And place the items that we want. And as I'm building this, I'm thinking like Spruce Almighty wanted a safe place for the plant sims that he made. And this is that like refuge for them. And that's what I wanted to build. Sometimes in debug, when you're looking at an item, when you click on it, it'll have these white squares. Those are different swatches. So if you look at the picture, it'll still change the swatch. I want purple. Future editing Nancy, I thought I would spare you all of the footage of me getting all the debug plants. I piled all the plants and made sure that I got the ones that I liked. And that's about it for this part. Huh. The lavender in the base game debug, that's this one, has different swatches. I didn't know that. Because it's lavender, you would think it would just be purple. And also in debug, you'll find some items that are not debug in here. So if you're doing like a starter home and you ran out of money, you can add these. And this is Nancy from the future, editing Nancy, and I thought I would spare you the rest of me finding the items and then making the lot. So this is where I'm just making the lot with all the items. You can see all of the debug items I have strewn around. And it was a lot. Like when you're only doing debug items and I stack them like that, it can be a lot to visualize. I like to visualize as I go. I did this with my park build for Sulani, the Admiral's Fleet Park on my gallery. And I did the same thing. I stacked a whole bunch of items from debug to see what I liked. And there were a lot of stacks. So sometimes when I do that, I move around the stacks into different piles to get them out of the way of the zone I'm working in. And I found this big giant rock from Enchanted by Nature that I really, really liked. And I decided to have that on. And then I was thinking about if I wanted to add something on top because it was relatively flat, but I didn't really like that when I tried to add something on it. And you can see, like I said, I would move all of the stacks around. And so I shoved them all in the pond because I knew the pond was done. And then now I'm getting the debug, the show hidden objects version of the oversized mushroom that you can sit on. So if you go into debug, you can find the oversized mushroom. And then I found it later when I went into the seating, which I didn't know was in the seating. I would have just done that. And I'm just doing the rest and placing all the plants. And that's really all the rest I did with the build, was I placed the plants where it made sense. And then I added the toadstool seating because I wanted this lot to be functional and not like Sylvan Glade was originally, where it only had a fishing pond on this lot. And I didn't really like that. I wanted it to be functional, especially if you have the natural living skill to do everything you need. And I kind of cheated. I did add the birds and the rabbit things from Cottage Living. So there is that I did add. And then I also added a fire pit, so it is functional. And I wanted the mushrooms to go around and make it seem like it was a fairy ring. Okay. I think we're done. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of train paint and then upload it to the gallery. All right, it's on the gallery. There you go. It only uses Enchanted by Nature, Cottage Living, and then Get Together is just the Woohoo Bush, and the Outdoor Retreat, it's just the campfire. So you could replace those if you don't have them. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope debug is not as scary. Be sure to like this video if you liked it. If you want any more tutorials like this and you have an idea of what you want, you can leave a comment and then I'll be sure to add it to my list of videos. So give this video a like. Please subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and I hope to see you in the next video. All right, bye. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, give it a like.